All right. Well, I'm super excited for this call. I finally got to meet some amazing individuals in Cabo, and Katie was one of them. And we actually were conversing back and forth before Cabo, and we're talking about what we could potentially like help each other's teams with. But Katie has a really good way that she increases her sales and increases her recruiting and all of that through doing makeovers. So she says that her girls really, when she shares this with people, they love hearing it. And I thought this was such a great thing that I wanted to hear, and I thought you all could benefit from it. So Katie, you can probably give like a little bit of your story if you'd like, just to let them know. I told them that you were a Ruby Crown Princess, and that's pretty much the extent of what I've told them about you, minus the fact that you've built your empire through makeovers. So I will turn it over to you, and we just thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me. This is so exciting. Can you hear me okay? Okay. This is my first time on one of these type of calls, and forgive me that I am at my mom's house, so that I've got my mom's office, and it's not my cute little background that I usually have, and I just got out of the pool. But I wanted to share with you guys what I do. So I was trying to think of what I can do to boost my sales when, sometimes you just get in one of those lulls where people are partied out. You don't have a party going on right now. What can you do to increase your sales and use the contacts that you already have to do that? So I was looking in the back office and just like reading as much as I could. Hi. And I came across the MUA. I have never no, thank you. MUA, no, that's not something I'm interested in. Didn't really read much about it because I didn't think I was like that type of gal to be doing other people's makeup.
And just to let them know, because honestly, before I did this, I was like, what's an MUA? Makeup artist. Yes. Just in case. Yes.
Makeup artist. You feel like there's just one too many letters in that for you're like, where do all those come from? Yes, a makeup artist. So you can be a certified SeneBlends makeup artist through SeneGence. And all you have to do is in your back office, if you go to resources, then recognition, and I think it's at the very bottom, it says certified SeneBlends or something like that. You can click on that, and that'll give you details of what you need. And it's pretty much like a chart, and you just do people's makeup and have them sign off that you did it. And once you do like 58 different, it's not even full faces. It's like blush, like 3 different types of blush and different eyeshadows and stuff like that. And you fill out this form and you send it in. You go to a January pit stop, and then you are a certified SeneBlends makeup artist. Do I want to be a makeup artist? No, I don't care to be a makeup artist. That's not my motivation behind doing this. Once I started looking at it, and I was like, whoa, this is a sales tactic. This is what can get me sales. This is what can make my customers that have been stuck on just lip syncs for so long try everything else without having to send them full-size products and then send back what they don't want. So what I did is I got a graphic, and it wasn't even like a face I had done because I hadn't done any makeovers yet. I think it was like Sierra Martin's, and it was a picture of her like her face without any makeup, and then her face with makeup, and then her face with makeup plus lip syncs. And I made a little graphic that said, I need faces, or calling all faces, something like that. And it said that I was going to be working towards getting my makeup artist certification, and that I needed faces to do free makeovers. And I really said free, like all caps, free makeovers to help me get the certification. And I said, it was before prom. So I said, this would be great for prom. This is good for a night out, or just to try our makeup that you haven't tried before. And I said, who wants to let me do a makeover on them? And I just posted that graphic, and so many people commented, all my friends, people that were my customers, people that I didn't even know that well. They started commenting. They just wanted a free makeover. They thought they were helping me out, just helping me get my signatures. And so I started booking them. and I would schedule them out. And it was actually so many that I was like, I was not expecting that kind of response. But everybody wants a free makeover. And so I told them, I was like, I'll come to you. Well, some people came to me. Sometimes I went to them. It just depended how things would work out. But I said, don't worry about having a fresh face. I'll bring my products so I can make sure your skin is properly prepped before using our products. So I brought a bag full of all of our skincare and all of the makeup. And we would head straight to their bathroom to begin with, and I would go through the entire skincare regimen so they could feel every single product that we had and smell it and get it in their hands. And that's quite a bit to go through on its own. Then we would head to somewhere in front of a window with natural light. I'd take their before picture, and then I'd start doing their makeup. I don't know a lot of different makeup techniques. I'm not like a YouTube makeup artist. So I would just do their makeup the way I know how to do it. And they gave me grace because they knew this was something I was just starting out and learning to do. And we would just chit chat the whole time I did their makeup, and every product I pulled out, I just come across real I'm not, well, I don't want to say I don't act like I'm not an expert, but I know what I'm talking about, but I'm still very relatable in how I talk about the products. And I'm like, so this stuff, you just do a squirt on your hand and you rub it in when I'm talking about tinted moisturizer. And if I'm doing shadow, I show them, and I have them hold a mirror too. And I put a little bit of shadow on and show them what kind of brush I use. And I'm like, now you just rub this till it doesn't go anywhere anymore. Just simplify things. And as they tried everything on, they're like, oh, and especially blush. Our blush, people are terrified of our liquid blush. They don't understand how that could work. So putting that on and then, blending it out and then going, oh, that's much easier than I thought. So I would just go through every little thing. My one tip is if you're picking out their eyeshadow color for them, when it gets to lips, you want to let them pick out their own color because you think they're probably going to buy one. They want to try out a color. I did that a few times, but then for my after picture, it would totally mess up my after picture if they picked like a color that did not go with the rest of their face. So now I kind of give them options, like 3 colors I think would look best with. If they're doing a bold eye, you don't want to have a big bold lip too. So I'm learning as I'm doing this. I'm actually gaining knowledge. So that's what I would do that. I'd go through the full face. Oh, so I'd give them like 3 colors to pick from for their lips. After I got done with that, in your back office is this piece of paper. This is, it's called the SeneGence. I think it's called like Profile or something like that. If you go to resources and then glamour demo, then it says something like SeneGence Profile. P.S. What you're doing is a glamour demo. When they talk about glamour demos, this is a glamour demo. That was also something that I was like, I don't think that's for me. But once I realized this was about sales, I had the motivation to do it. So I would get this and I would list every single color that I used. And and I make it look professional. I only do half of a face, but say I used a candlelight shadow, I would do that. And then whatever other shadow in each different, just do a little sweep. For blush, I would put a teeny little dot on the cheek and then just rub it with your finger. It ends up looking really cool and kind of professional. And they get to keep that with them, and that is their shopping list. That is their checklist to buy. And they know exactly what colors work for them. Like my lowest, they signed up to do this for a free makeover, and I would leave their house with getting either $100 in orders to $400 to $500 in orders when they were just there for a free makeover. But they fell in love with the product. and then they wanted the product. And the ones that only did $100, they've continued to order because they have their checklist. And it's not just makeup. At the end of this makeover, they would struggle between, oh, do I want that skincare or do I want the makeup? I don't know. I love it all. So that's what I do. And that has really increased sales. It's made people realize, you only have to sell someone something so many times before they sign up because they realize what kind of discount they'll get. So then you're going to be recruiting because they're going to be in love with the product. They're going to be sharing the product more because there's even more that they love. And I actually am learning stuff about makeup and learning different techniques and different eye shapes and cheekbone structure, stuff like that. So go ahead and get their signature, and then you'll get a cool little pin once you have all your signatures, and you will be an official SeneGence, what is it? MUA. Does anybody have any questions about that? I kind of sped through it, but I know you guys probably have more to talk about, so I just wanted to give you that.
Oh my gosh. Well, I already had a couple messages on like Messenger and text. They're like, oh my gosh, this is genius. This is genius, right? So just to kind of share.
Good.
So I am like 99% Facebook. And so I think a lot of our team kind of, and I know a lot of girls have branched off. Now I've done a vendor show. So I have a newborn, you know that, right? So it's like for me to be away like for a full night is really takes a lot of stress. Because she nurses. Right. So I love that, they can see that there's a lot of other ways to do this. So this is more, just to kind of clarify for them, this is more like on a one-on-one basis, correct?
Yes, because I will say it takes me, I've tried to cut down the time. I'm a chatter. I talk a lot, but I can't get out of there in less than 2 hours.
Okay.
It's taking me about 2 hours. By the time I go through all the skincare and the makeup and start packing up, and they have to decide what they want to buy, and it takes me about 2 hours.
Okay.
So, but this has replaced parties for me. Because on a flop party, you're making $100 or something, and that's like my lowest free makeover that I'm getting. And then some of them are like what a good party is. So on weeks that I don't have a party booked, I definitely make sure to go back to that original post where 28 people wanted to do it and be like, hey, who's available tomorrow? I've got some free time from 12 to 4. And whoever pops up and says, I can do it, that's the one that gets to do it. Because you got to make this, we're in this business to make it work, our schedule to work for ourselves. So,
sure. So I have a question because I am such an emotional, go by my feelings. And I'm just like, I come up with an idea, I post about it. And I'm like, okay, now I'm backpedaling. Like, okay, now what do I do? So
that's how this started.
Okay. So for me, it would be not a professional makeup artist by any means, not someone who's never taken care of their face. Like literally, I know it's awful, but I still don't wash my face every single night for makeup. Like I'm like, oh, it looks so good in the morning.
True.
But how did you teach yourself about the products? Because obviously, like you said, I love that they give you grace because you aren't expected to know everything. And I think that's such a great thing to lean on, that you don't have to know everything, but yet you also want to feel comfortable and confident enough. So were you doing the online trainings in the back office to learn the products? Like how did you get yourself really familiar?
I read a lot of product knowledge, and I try to, I think I've retained a lot from seminar, like different like bits and pieces. And I'm not somebody that I can't do silence. Like, it doesn't matter what kind of silence it is, it's awkward for me. So I love to tell the SeneGence story. And I'm like, yeah, Joni worked for Mary Kay. Like, this is what I say as I'm doing their face. Joni worked for Mary Kay, worked her way up through that, really wanted a company of her own that was makeup that took care of your face while you had it on. Always talk about how this is a double duty product. This is skincare that I actually was reading at a vendor thing today. I was reading the Acclaim magazine, and I need to find exactly how Joni worded it in one of the little quotes, but it was like skincare with instant results, because that's what our makeup is. And I want to like continue to say that now. I love that.
And I've
So
heard
and
pigmented skincare. I've heard that.
What?
The pigmented skincare.
Yes, that's a good way to say that.
Too.
And I'll talk about them sailing from island to island and testing the botanicals and soil. And then they came across Vanuatu, and that was the one. That one had results that they had never seen before. So I just chit chat, and that's a long story. I can talk about that as long as I need to, and fill in the gaps, and you sound knowledgeable knowing that little story in the background. And I am better at remembering stories than I am at remembering like facts. So
facts tell, stories sell. That's what we always say. Facts tell just information, but stories are what sell people on stuff. So maybe at Pitt you can do my makeup and do a test.
Okay.
I do. No, because I think this all makes sense. I would love to see it in action, right? Like it makes sense. It's genius because then you get to show them everything. And people I think are so narrow-minded with lip sense. So
and one of the ladies that I met with, she was really into her essential oils. And every single, and I don't know much about that kind of stuff and scents, and every single skincare product that she opened, she would smell it and she'd be like, oh, there's orchid extract in this. Oh, there's rose in this. And I'd be like, I don't know. I'd look at the back, like, yeah, you're right. And she loved that. And she would have never known that unless it wasn't in front of her and letting her smell it and, experience it.
Yeah.
So
I think we've got some questions. Let me just make sure. Brittany asks, did you mention it doesn't have to be a full makeover? Did you offer them a full did you different?
I do full makeover because I want them to see all the products. On the little check sheet, you don't have to do a full makeover. Like SeneGence doesn't require you to on the checkoff sheet. But I don't know if I'm doing this right. It's there's not many instructions on how to fill it out. So if I'm doing a full face, because they want you to do a light skin tone, a medium skin tone, an olive skin tone, a brown skin tone. Well, I've done light skin tone, but I'm not going to not put those on there. So I'm just just write it in here. I don't know. So we'll see how that works if my worksheet gets approved or not. So I'm just having them sign off where they want. But if I just did someone's blush, I could just do my mom's blush here right now and have her write down in a blush line, So It doesn't have to be one person's signature for an entire thing. I just make sure and get as many signatures as possible while I'm with that person.
Sure. And more bang for your buck, right? You already have their attention. You're already there with them. You already have the supplies. You might as well show them what you have. One of the questions Jennifer has is, do you have everything on hand to sell, or do they order it and you ship it?
I have a good stock. So I have a lot on hand, and then whatever isn't on hand. And I think I started doing these when stock was tough. So some things I had to use something on them that wasn't in stock. I didn't have it in my stock and it wasn't available to order. So it just went on their list of or get later type thing. So I wasn't going to not put something on their face that was necessary just because I couldn't get it. I don't know if that's the smartest strategy though. I would it depends on what the product is, on if I would skip it or not, or try to find another thing. And I like to show them with, our products are so versatile. We can use them for so many things. So I would highlight half their face with one product and half their face with the other. So I was showing and then be like, well, you can use this as a highlight, and then I'm going to use it as your shadow, and then I'm going to do this. So I would give them options on how you want to highlight, and this one's going to get you highlight plus shadow. This one's going to do, whatever else. So they're seeing every option. But I would have a decent amount on stock and let them know, well, I don't have that on hand, but let me get it on order for you. And then some of the times, well, I can't get that right now, but let's put that on your list to buy later.
And I love that you say, tell them, you don't have to have a clean face. Like, I'll help you, right? Then they can see that we actually have like FOOPs, which is like makeup remover.
Yes.
Yeah. One of the next questions is, how many makeovers did you have to do to be certified? Did you say like 53 or 50?
I think it's 50. It says 58 faces, like on the description, but I think that's like 6 of them being blush and 6 of them being eyeshadow, you know, so I don't feel like it's a full face. I'm not certified yet. I'm working. I haven't had time to do one of these makeovers recently. I've just been so busy. So I don't have my full form filled out yet. But like I said, do I totally care about the certification? No, I want the sales. So this is my way to make sales. And I do like the practice, and I have learned things. So it's been fun. I enjoy it.
I love it. I love it. Cindy has a question she wants to ask. Yeah, go ahead, Cindy.
Hey, Katie. My question is, when I like this idea, and we've kind of been even, thinking about this ourselves. How much product, do you have, like everybody's skin tone is different, like oil to dry to, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Do you have on hand enough in the foundation for like all kind of skin tones? You know what I'm saying? How much product do you have? Because I would think you would have to have a lot.
When I decided to do this, I did, well, for one, I use my own stuff too. So I have the normal to oily skincare line. My husband uses the acne or oily to acne skincare line. So I already had those two. So I bought the dry and the normal to dry, whatever it is. But I don't ever sell the daytime moisturizer because I really push tinted moisturizer. That's my thing. So, and I don't really feel like you need both unless you're super, super dry. And I'd rather sell tinted moisturizer because when people get tinted moisturizer, they're hooked to tinted moisturizer. They flip out when they get close to being out of that. So, so I knock that out of what I have to get. So I only get the evening moisturizer and the cleanser. But really, you don't even need to get the evening moisturizer to do a makeover. So I would just get the cleansers. For foundation, I was lucky enough that I was around when we had foundation testers. So I already had the tester, so that's what I use for my makeovers, which I'm running low on some. So I'm starting to buy full ones, and I'm just going to have to buy one of each of the full ones. But that'll come over time. I would suggest starting with a dewy. If cream beige would come back, cream beige, dewy and cream beige are what I use the most of for people. That's typically, almond is fantastic too. I watched a Glam and Gloss. I think this is where that's where I got a lot of this information. I watched a Glam and Gloss of Renee Stewart's. She was with Michael something. He's a celebrity makeup artist, and they did like a hours and hours long Glam and Gloss. And I was sick one day, and I just laid on my bed with my laptop and watched it forever. And Renee said if someone has freckles, they're almost always almond. And I have freckles, and I never tried almond. I actually got an almond tester and was like, who would ever be this skin tone? Well, I am. So I can use almond.
Where do you find that Glam and Gloss? Is that in the back office?
It's got to be in the back office somewhere. It was live when I watched it, but I'm sure it's there somewhere. I don't know when that would be from. Probably in the fall, maybe. I don't know when I watched that. I will try to find it, and I'll let you know.
No, that's good. Yeah. And there are so many resources, guys. I think that's what, like, I know some of us,
it's overwhelming.
Yeah, because a lot of us started in the craziness of all of this, and so it kind of exploded in our faces. And I know that sometimes when things are a little bit slower, this is the time, instead of like panicking about, whatever, be resourceful, right? And like find some stuff in the back office. Cause I know I've found a few different, cause we have happy hours that I know they talk about it on the calls, but right. I haven't watched any of them yet. So it's like so many resources. Yeah. I love that.
Yeah. And we can learn a lot from them. Like, and I didn't even, like I said, I didn't even realize that's where I have retained this information. But now I think about it, I'm like, oh yeah, that's where I heard that.
Well, the
so
other thing I wanted to piggyback off of Cindy, your question is that those are write-offs, right? Because those are actually products that you're using as for customers. So that wouldn't necessarily, so you can write all those off when you're buying that stuff as product that you're using. So kind of a nice thing that it's a tax write-off.
Yeah. And I feel like having a range of about 3 foundations, it will be okay for, I mean, I would do almond since that's in stock, and dewy, I don't know, and probably maybe suede or tan. I don't know what's in stock, but for, you know, people with more that are more tan. And I don't use the anti-aging ones that often to know about like the darker skin tones.
And that's all I use is the anti-aging.
Really? I'm using that one right now just because they're out of my cream beige that would ever come back. But I'm making do right now with anti-aging. The original is amazing. I love it.
And that's where I just read a ton of stuff in Pearl Junkie when I was first deciding, like, what do I want to go with, right? And then I'm a creature of habit. So I ordered it first, and I mean, obviously I still have a ton because you don't need a lot. So I'll probably try the regular next time. But, yeah, I kind of push the anti-aging, especially because I figured
it's there.
Yeah. Well, that too, but I don't know. The extra anti-aging stuff.
Yeah. It's just, I'm a little oily, and so the anti-aging, I get a little shine at the end of the day with anti-aging that I don't have with original. But then that's when I tell them about the powder, and I say, this powder, if you carry it with you, if you get any shine, you sweep that over it and it absorbs it all, and it takes care of that shine. So, and that's really my only selling point of the powder, because our makeup does not need to be set with powder. But it will reduce shine throughout the day if that's something you need.
Yeah, and I learned the trick of combining your translucent powder with if you want a little thicker moisturizer. Yeah, these are things that I've just watched. Like you said, you just kind of learn as you go. You watch YouTube, watch other people's demos and different stuff. So awesome. I don't see any other questions. Does anybody want to ask some other questions live? Katie, I would love to hear, like, how long have you been with SeneGence?
Oh, yeah, I just jumped right into that, huh? I skipped it. I have been with SeneGence since October of 2015.
Okay.
So, and I'm in Oklahoma, so I'm in the I call it SeneGence Mecca. That's where it all kind of started. So Carly Crouch signed up, and then a week later, a girl I went to high school with, her name's Jessica Brooks, she signed up. And then 2 days later, I signed up under Jessica, and then it all kind of, and I was and I think it's so crazy that, Carly got her big break or whatever from a mom's group. I know you met Casey through a mom's group, right? And my team came from all of my team is from my mom's group from the bump. So I always tell my girls, find a mom's group or find a dog group or whatever. Find a community online. I feel like that's a common story in people's Sene stories.
Yeah, and that was what I was going to ask you. Like, where do you find your people? Because everybody wants to know, where do you recruit your people from, right? Like, so obviously you said through these makeup, right? You get to sit face to face. You get to chat. Yes. You get to tell them the story, because facts tell, but stories sell. So you get to sell them on the story of SeneGence and the story of our products. So online is a good
yes. Yep. And because it's online in Oklahoma, I don't know if any of you guys are from Oklahoma, but I can tell you 6 people in my small neighborhood that sell SeneGence. Everybody sells SeneGence, or, everybody wears it. Airports are where I really try to meet people. But if I'm in Oklahoma City, I will look around me and everyone's putting on their lip tint. So I'm like, gosh dang, everybody's already wearing it. So the internet was a great thing for me. And I went through a spurt of a few Oklahoma girls, and then internet. So it was everywhere from all over the country and then back to Oklahoma girls. And now that's my mission right now, is trying to spread back out across the country. So I'm doing a lot of Facebook creeping. That's what I'm doing.
Good at that over here. So yeah, I actually have a map that I am trying to, we almost have somebody from every state on our team so far. So I think we're shy of like 4 states or so.
That we are too. I just did that same map and we have 4 more states to go.
That's what Facebook or social media in general is just amazing. So awesome.
Yes.
Yes. So any other questions for Katie while she's here, guys?
I did want to say one more thing I forgot to say. I do suggest doing one side, do their blush on one cheek and then hand them the brush and let them do it on the other. So if you see something that they could fix of their technique, you're right there. Same thing with lip syncs. If any of your customers are having trouble with their lip syncs staying, say FaceTime me. And when you watch them put it on, you will immediately see what they're doing that they could fix that's not totally proper. And because you can give them an instruction card and tell them, do this word by word, and they'll say they are, but when you watch them, it will be different. So same thing with the makeup, the shadow, everything. And stipple your foundation on.
Yeah, use a stippling brush. Learned that. Yeah, I've learned that from a lot of videos too. Yeah, I think, and I always show me a video. Just show me a video and I'll give you some pointers. So I've never done the FaceTime with them actually showing me, but I always have them video it. So, but that's even better because then you're live and you can
test. That's a good idea too.
Yeah. Well, awesome. We really appreciate your time. Any questions?
You're welcome.
We have her while she's here. So any other questions?
Thank you guys so much. Oh,
Cindy has one.
Wait, okay. 1 second. After you do everybody, like when you do your makeover, now do you just leave with that stuff on them, or do you go with showing them how to take it off, how to take off their lipstick? Is that the makeover?
No, I leave it on them so they can enjoy it for the day. So I probably should leave them with a proper remover, but I don't. Maybe that'll make them realize how long it stays. It's just like putting stripes on. Don't ever put stripes on somebody and have them or let them, what am I trying to say? Sometimes when you put stripes on somebody, then they want you to take them off. I'm like, oh, sorry, just so they can see how long it lasts. So I leave the makeup on them, but they want to enjoy it because a lot of times it's for a date night or, something special.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Did you ever have anybody call and say, hey, I can't get it off?
No, not really. No. And it would only take a few showers. It'll finally come off.
Oil or something. Yeah.
Yeah. Actually,
I always tell people, a lot of things can get this off, but you want to use the thing that's formulated for it so that it's the easiest on your skin and that it works the easiest. It's the best for it. So, yeah.
Right. Yeah. I'll just tell them something with any kind of oil or glycerin will take it off. I actually got a sample of goat's milk soap the other day, and I just was just curious how it would work. It was very moisturizing and it took off lip scents very well. So, I mean, if someone ever is like, I can't get it off, and they happen to have goat's milk soap, it'll work.
Did you have goat's milk soap? Because that's very common around.
Hey, I just got more today, actually. So
that's good stuff. Oh,
there is. It's a thing here now.
Well, we appreciate your time. Thank you so much. Any light bulbs going off for anybody?
You're welcome.
Who's thinking of getting their MUA for SeneGence? Yeah.
Or don't ever get it and always be trying to get it.
Right. Be like, yeah, I'm just trying. Well, I thought about this a while ago. I'm like, I've shared this with our team a lot. The makeup is my biggest insecurity, which is hilarious because that's true, right? So I have to talk to people all day long, but when it comes to actually doing makeup tutorials, I have insecurities because I don't think there is some of our products do take, specifically our shadow, I think takes a little bit of getting used to.
Yeah.
Because it is that cream to shadow and you're layering so much. But I think this is such a great opportunity, even just to be a walking billboard. So you actually look good. Right. And then of course, just getting it on people and feeling more confident. But I
Yeah.
love the back to the whole being able to tell people that, hey, you're doing this for free. Kind of like they're doing you a favor, but you're kind of doing them a favor by giving them a free makeover.
Right.
I mean,
And they love it.
Yeah, who
They
doesn't
love it. They're always happy.
Yeah,
and
get wine or
excited.
samosas, or like you could just make it
Yes.
really fun and build a relationship, because that's when you kind of get to talk to people. And
Yeah. After, and the last few that I've done have been ladies that could be like my mom's age, and we just talk and have such a good time, and then they're like, thank you so much, I had so much fun. So it's just good time. It's just good girl time, good chat time. I love doing it. I always leave so happy.
good. I love that. Stephanie, you have a question, girlfriend?
Yeah, quick question. When you, oh shoot, what was my question? Crap, it was like right there. Oh yeah, so the thing that you said that you posted, like the free makeover, like
The graphic.
just like a flyer graphic thing that you made, or?
Yeah, I just took a picture that had like a bare face and then a face with makeup on it. I didn't do that because I hadn't done a makeover yet. And then I just put some words from Word Swag and made my graphic.
Cool.
Did you post that on your public page, or did you post that in your online, like I call it a store? Did you post it in your group?
No, I posted it in my public page because most of my customers are out of state. So I had to reach out to local people.
Right. That's kind of my thing. Okay.
I did share it over to my group, and then I just had a bunch of people like, I wish you'd come to New Jersey. I wish you'd go to Florida. Well, sorry.
Let me go ahead and recruit you, and then you can be the girl in Florida, right?
Right.
Exactly.
Then I'll come visit.
Yeah,
Yes.
I love that. No, I think that's good. But then I also think that just opens up doors, because even though, right, you're in Oklahoma and you call that the Mecca, and a lot of people can say it's saturated, right? Everybody still has a face. And you found more than enough people that you're like, oh my gosh, I can't even do all these people, right? So it's a good
Right.
thing to have. Even though there are a lot of distributors there, right? There's still so much opportunity.
Right. And they all know people from other places too. So it's there's still plenty to do. I'm still talking. I just got one today in my hometown. I've been sitting in a hot, sweaty gym at a blood drive doing a lip sense booth in my tiny little town. But got another lady that wants to sign up from there. She's been my customer forever. So she stopped by. So you said something about the shadow. I wanted to share another tip. Because a lot of my girls had trouble with creasing, and I'm like, what are you talking? It doesn't crease. So I went live because they're like, I don't understand what you're saying. So I went live and I showed them, and what we pinpointed the difference between mine and the girls that creased is I use a lot less, and I just continue to brush until it doesn't move, until it starts tugging at my lid, because it's set, it's dry. So just brush back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And you're really supposed to do circles. You're supposed to circle out and then lift and then go back to the origin and circle back out. I've been doing a little YouTube researching. But if you just like go back and, spread until it doesn't move anymore, then you're set. And then it's not going to crease because it's set before you move on to the next layer.
I love that. Yeah, I feel like I need to get like a blow dryer and be like, shh.
Use about a quarter of what you're using. Try that.
All right.
Like a dab.
I'll keep trying it. I like it, and I have it. I can manipulate it better when I'm not live. When I'm live and people are like, "Oh, your eye looks so good. Let me see your smoky eye." I'm like, "Oh no, I can't do it live."
Yeah, then you smudge out to here, and smoky eye is very touch and go for me, but I'm working on it.
Katie knows. Just watch her videos, right?
I tried that.
Thank you so much. I appreciate your time.
You're welcome.
Tips. I think this is genius. I think it's just one more way to get in front of people and really to expand. That's what it is. It's like everyone gets so narrow-minded, like lip sense is the only thing. But honestly, and I've said this, the more I try our other products, the more I actually like them over lip sense. I think lip sense serves a purpose, and there's occasions, but I don't wear lip sense every single day, right? I wear the gloss every day because I'm obsessed, but I don't leave the house, so. All right. Well, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it. And we'll look forward to seeing you at Pitt.
Yes. Yay. And I hope that you guys do this. Just do it. Just give it a try.
Yes. Awesome.
Okay.
All right, bye.
Bye.